Eala breaks into top 40 in WTA rankings. Filipina tennis player Alexandra Eala has reached a career milestone after breaking into the top 40 of the Women's Tennis Association (WTA) singles rankings ahead of her campaign in the Qatar Open in Doha. The 20-year-old Southeast Asian Games gold medal winner continued her upward climb in the global standings following a series of strong performances on tour. After previously sitting outside the top 45, Eala advanced into the elite top 40 for the first time in her professional career, based on the WTA rankings released on early Monday. Eala's ranking boost comes as she prepares for her opening round match in the WTA 1000 tournament in Doha, where she is scheduled to face Czech qualifier Tereza Valentova tonight. Eala's rise in the rankings followed an impressive showing at the Abu Dhabi Open, where she reached the quarterfinals in singles competition and advanced to the semifinals in doubles. Her doubles performance also translated into a significant jump in the pairings rankings, moving her into the world's top 100 at 99th. Eala, breaking the glass ceiling, a creative chronicle of her historic top 40 WTA breakthrough. In tennis, rankings are more than numbers. They're milestones, markers of progress, whispers of dreams realized and ambitions yet to be seized. For Alexandra Eala, the moment she officially cracked the top 40 of the Women's Tennis Association (WTA) rankings was not just a personal triumph, it was a chapter written in hope, perseverance, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. A dream begun in the Philippines. Eala's journey started far from the grand arenas of Roland Garros or Wimbledon. Born in Quezon City, Philippines, in 2005, she was introduced to tennis at a young age, where passion outweighed prestige and love for the sport outweighed the weight of global expectations. Even then, you could see the spark in her eyes, a fire that the world of tennis would come to know too well. In a country where tennis has never been the dominant sport, where basketball and boxing often take the limelight, Alex's rise was like a voice that demanded to be heard, not faintly, not hesitantly, but loudly and confidently. It was the beginning of something special. 2. Early milestones, from juniors to the big stage. Alex's early years were shaped by hard work and steady improvement. Turning professional in March 2020, she began her climb through the ranks, first gaining experience in ITF and junior tournaments, and then stepping into the higher echelons of WTA competition. Progress was not linear, it was a grind, a testament to her resilience. By 2025, many in the tennis world were already taking notice. She became the first Filipino to win a WTA 125 title, capturing the Guadalajara 125 Open, a historic achievement that set the tone for the future. But that was only the start. Her breakout performances didn't stop there. At the Miami Open in 2025, she delivered what could be called the biggest wins of her young career. Defeating former major champion Jelena Ostapenko and then stunning Madison Keys, Alex didn't just win matches, she made history, becoming the first Filipino to defeat a top 30 and top 10 opponent in the WTA era. These victories were seismic. For Filipino tennis, they were not just breakthrough moments, they were seismic tremors shaking the very idea of what a player from a tropical archipelago could achieve on the global stage. 3. Rising through the ranks, a meticulous climb. Rankings in professional tennis are both merciless and unforgiving, but they reward grit, consistency, and peak performance under pressure. Alex's 2025 season was marked by a rapid gain in WTA points. From being ranked outside the top 100, she steadily improved, spurred on by victories that resonated far beyond the scoreboard. She reached the top 50, becoming the first Filipino woman to do so, a milestone she herself described as surreal. Her performance in the US Open that year, winning her first Grand Slam main draw match, added to her growing legend. Entering 2026, Alex carried not just ranking points, she carried momentum. 4. The build-up, Abu Dhabi and momentum. The beginning of 2026 was a showcase of her maturation as a professional. Competing in high-level events such as the ASB Classic and the Australian Open, she picked up valuable experience and ranking points. Her run in Auckland, reaching the semifinals, helped lift her to a career-best number 45 before February's big breakthrough. Then came the Mubadala Abu Dhabi Open, a WTA 500 event that would be a springboard to her historic leap. There, she displayed the fierce competitive spirit that had become her trademark, fighting hard through tight matches, extending rallies and pushing opponents to the edge. By the end of the tournament, she had not only gained confidence, she had gained crucial points that propelled her further up the rankings. It was a declaration that she belonged not just on tour, but in the upper echelons of it. The breakthrough, top 40 at last. On February 9, 2026, the WTA rankings were officially updated, and there it was, Eala at world number 40, a career high and historic milestone for Philippine tennis. This was more than a number. It was validation of years of dedication, resilience through losses and setbacks, and an unyielding belief in her own potential. It was a moment that didn't just belong to Alex. It belonged to every young athlete in the Philippines and across Southeast Asia who dared to dream of competing at the highest levels. Imagine the scene. A young woman whose tennis journey started on modest courts in Manila, training abroad, devoting countless hours to honing her craft, now cracking into the top 40 among the best in the world. The world had finally taken full notice. 6. What this moment means. For Alex, it's confirmation that years of effort have yielded results. It's a platform for even greater aspirations, grand slams, bigger titles, deeper runs in the premier tournaments. For the Philippines, it's a defining moment in sports history. Tennis may never be the same again in the country. A new generation now has a figure to look up to, someone who proves that international success is not merely possible but achievable. Alex's ascent could inspire breakthroughs in infrastructure, training programs, and support for young athletes. For the WTA, it's a story of global growth, an example of how women's tennis is expanding beyond traditional powerhouses and embracing talent from every corner of the world. 7. The human side, beyond desks and scoreboards. At its core, Alex's achievement resonates because of the human story behind it. It's not just about athletic prowess, it's about resilience. The early mornings on hard courts and clay. The travel, the distance from home. The losses that teach, pushing her to come back stronger. The belief that defied expectations, especially in a nation where tennis isn't the biggest sport. There were fans who cheered, families who supported, coaches who mentored, and critics who doubted. Alex turned them all into parts of her own motivation, weaving them into a narrative that culminated in this momentous achievement. Behind her calm on-court demeanor lies a fierce heart, a drive not just for ranking points, but for legacy. She is a reminder that success is not instantaneous. It is the sum of every small, decisive step taken over time. 8. What's next? The horizon ahead. Cracking the top 40 is not the end of the journey, it's the beginning of a new chapter.